So I received a lot of questions on setting up a campaign within the solar niche, and I just want to create this video to sort of clarify that. If you don't know who I am, my name is Musa. I'm a marketing agency owner in the solar niche and in general home improvement as well. So this is just a short video about creating a campaign within the solar niche and how I go about doing it. So you kind of want to have your create new campaigns set to auction, of course. um, and then you wanted to have a lead based campaign. Now, the reason why you wouldn't do awareness, traffic, engagement, app promotion, or sales, these last two are self explanatory. The first three, maybe not so much, but the answer is you want to have a conversion based campaign. Engagement, traffic, and awareness does not cause for conversion. Maybe it leads to conversion at the end, hopefully, but in the most cases, you want to be tracking in conversion based actions, which are leads. So you'll press continue. Now, the next step is always choose manual leads campaign because you know what you're doing, right? Now, this is probably the most important part of the setup. You want to have your campaign, your ad set, and an ad. Now, here's how to edit everything, right? The first part is we're going to select campaign budget optimization, which means there are two types of optimizations: CBO and ABO. ABO stands for ad set budget optimization, right? For the solar niche, I have found that it works better when you choose campaign budget optimization, which you will find over here. You click this, put it on, right? Now, in terms of oops, in terms of campaign budget, always select a daily budget. The second part is the amount. I would recommend starting out with $40 a day. It used to be $30 a day to start out with, but it no longer gets you as good of results. I would recommend $40 and above. If you're in different parts of the world, kind of convert that currency, whatever that is. I'm in, of course, Europe. So for me, it would be around 35 euros or somewhere around that mark, but you get the idea. You want to keep the campaign bid strategy, everything else as the same. A B test, leave that for now. We'll kind of talk about that a bit later on. Now, you also don't want to list in a special ad category. The answer is, you may be thinking, well, solar is related to home improvements, related to maybe credit or housing, etc. It's not, and it also depends so much so on your ads, right? Do not try and enter or put yourself into this category if you don't need to, right? And that is the reason why you should not be qualifying for credit, employment, housing, or anything else on your lead form. I'll talk about that more, and I have mentioned that a bit in my previous video. The second part is the ad set category, right? So under a campaign, you have below that an ad set within your campaign. Then within your ad set, you'll have an ad or ads. The way I like to set up my ad sets is instant forms. Website, website and calls, save that for a bit later once you already have a winner. Always, always, always start with instant forms. Your performance goal should be maximize number of leads. Always switch on your dynamic creative testing, right? DCT campaigns work really, really well. I normally always recommend 4 videos, right? Within your DCT ad set, within each DCT ad set, sorry. Your budget and schedule is set on the campaign based level, so you don't need to worry about that. Now, this is the most important part, your targeting. You'll have two campaigns, sorry, two ad sets, my bad. One ad set, which is interest based, the second ad set, which is broad based. Interest based means you have certain keywords that you are adding to your audience, right? So, for example, you'll have it in detail targeting. So you'll add interests, for example, in solar, the interests that I like to use are things like home improvement, things related to the home. So home improvement, home and garden, um, home business as well. Shockingly, actually does deliver quite good results. Try and make sure that on the right hand side, it's always to do with interests. Never click on something to do with employers or demographics, etc. Right? So that should be in your interest based ad set. Your broad based ad set should have nothing, completely nothing. The only targeting you're doing is location, right? Of course, in the interest based one, you're also doing location based targeting depending on what state or what area your client is in. Everything else should remain the same. Now, let's go into an ad level. Over here, it's kind of the last part, depending on the ads you want to run, whether it's video or image based. I normally always recommend video based ads as they perform really well. I've seen image based ads perform also well, but that's also up to you in terms of your testing. But you remember you're using a DCT campaign, so test at least four creatives in each ad set. Make sure they're of the same type when you're starting out your testing. They're the same images, same videos across both ad sets. Now, I'll talk more about the form copy and I'll talk more about the tracking and the pixel based stuff all in the next video. And yeah, that's all for today.